On to race number 4 then, which is the feature race of the night. This is the January Cup Group 3 contest. 1,800 metres is the trip, headed by Time Warp from barrier 9. Fourth in this race last year, will surely roll forward. Simply Brilliant, a previous winner from 2 years ago. Harmony Victory, runner-up in this race last year. Singapore Sling, coming off 2 runs behind Fiore early in the season. Savvy 9 behind Glorious Artist last time out, and he just touched off there. Glorious Dragon comes up in class as well. Zach Burton might be looking at some overweight there at the 118. Bear again. Another pace angle from barrier 5. Insatiable has won here at Happy Valley, but over the, a course and distance win over the 1,800 metres. And Sankon Sank, also a Happy Valley winner, but those wins over the 1,650. Harmony Victory, Mark, the only one of these that spent some time up at Chung Fa within the last month.
A heap of these like to go forward, Andrew. Time Warp, we know, Bear again likes to go forward. Reliable team races best on the speed, so a good tempo likely to be set up for this Group 3. That's going to help those at the back. Simply Brilliant looking for his second win in this race. 5th around Harmony Victory. Sencon Senk back to Happy Valley. Savvy 9 the early favourite. Insatiable's always consistent, and Singapore Sling and Glorious Dragon Paul have both trolled up well at Happy Valley.
Here is Time Warp. We know he loves it here at Happy Valley. He's a 2-time winner at the course, and look, he was really asked to stretch out here in this morning's gallop. So I think just wonder if they've targeted this race for him. Time Warp. He's only 3rd up this season. Singapore Sling, he's just playing up a little bit here, but look, his work's been pretty good, and he seems to be quite keen now. He's a 7-year-old, this horse, and he's had plenty of problems. Cheek pieces will go on for the first time. Shadow Roll and the cross nose band will come off him, so gear changes there. And Glorious Dragon, he looks good. He's trialled well at Happy Valley recently. Zach Burton aboard, and I think he's one of the main chances in the race is Glorious Dragon. He looks good.
Certainly does. That recent trial at Happy Valley was an eye-catching one as well, which we'll see in a moment as we start off our preview with Chad Schofield. He's the jockey of Singapore Sling.
Chad, on Wednesday night you're reunited with your old friend Singapore Sling. What are your thoughts heading into the race?
I think it looks a lovely race for him. He's obviously been competing at the top level in Hong Kong for at least 2 or 3 seasons now, and he's just found it a little bit tough after his 4-year-old year. But the Group 3 at Happy Valley is very well weighted and a good draw. I think everything looks suitable.
You rode him in a trial back in early December. How did he feel?
Yeah, I rode him in a trial leading up to the International Cup, the Hong Kong International Cup, where the Connections chose not to run him and concentrate on tomorrow night. So hopefully it's the right move.
You would have looked at his Happy Valley trial, Chad. Does that give you a bit more confidence going into the race?
It does. He trialled very well. He was strong through the line. And if you remember, he won a Class 2 1650 at the Valley prior to winning the Hong Kong Classic Cup and running 2nd in the Derby. So he's won there before, and he's trialled well the other day. And yeah, looking forward to the race.
You mentioned that Classic Cup. You're of course on board for that win. That's the last time he won a race. He beat Exultant that day. At his prime, how good was Singapore Sling?
Well, I think those 3 runs, the Classic Mile, Classic Cup and Derby, he was in peak fitness. He was at the top of his game, and his season after that 4-year-old year, he raced really well. He ran 2nd and 3rd behind Beauty Generation when he was also at his best. He obviously ran well in Singapore too, Singapore Sling. So he's a horse who's featured in the best races for a number of years, and he's a bit older now, but back to Group 3 grade looks suitable.
Coming off a nice trial in Singapore Sling. Could the glory days be back for him? We'll find out. Of his rivals, well, this is one that's come up pretty shortly. 2's on at the moment, Mark. Savvy 9. Insatiable and Bear again also included here.
He has placed in group company, Andrew. 3 starts for just the 1 placing. Never won at Happy Valley. 2 starts for 2 minor prizes. Carries no weight. It'll be 120 pounds with Christoph 1 over. Goes from a Class 2 to a Group 3, and he's a horse like Glorious Dragon and Singapore Sling, Paul, that are going to be suited by the pace of the race.
Yeah, look, he's still a maiden here in Hong Kong from his 16 starts. He's run some pretty good races in high company. This looks his race for me.
OK, what about this horse then, Reliable Team, Paul? This was on Boxing Day, behind a big price winner in Flying Quest on the outside there.
Yeah, he showed this is probably his best run for a while. I don't think he's going as well as he was last season, Reliable Team. He does like Happy Valley, we know. He can go forward. He's got Joe Moreira aboard with a lightweight, a couple of pounds overweight there. This is 2,000. He's back to 1,800 metres, but the way he's racing now, he looks like he's a real stayer.
He's only won one of those 4 races at Happy Valley over 1,800 metres, so he might be vulnerable late as the swoopers start to get into play.
All right. How does that price look to you then, Paul? 1.5 money back about Savvy 9.
You'd like to see a drift, wouldn't you? He's come up pretty short. I think he can win, though. This looks like the right race for him. Glorious Dragon, that was a good trial from this horse, and he's a 2-time winner, Glorious Dragon. Singapore Sling, we heard from Chad there. Look, the one with a really light weight at a massive price is Sank on Sank, but he loves it here at Happy Valley. He's won a couple of times. He's been placed on numerous occasions as well. 5, 6, 4 and 10.
It is the grey Glorious Dragon, second start for Francis Lowe. We saw the trial at Happy Valley. We saw his track work. They all just look perfect leading into this race. This Group 3 features Savvy 9 to run second to continue what is going to be 3 starts for 3 placings for him at Happy Valley. If that keeps up, Singapore Sling on the trial and Insatiable, 3rd last year. 5th 2 years ago, so 9 Insatiable to run in at the top 4. 6, 5, 4 and 9.
We've all got the same 1, 2, 3 in slightly different orders, but the 4, 5, 6, I've gone 6, 5 and 4. We've already got a different horse in there for 4th. Mine is Reliable Team. That's the January Cup, first leg of the 6 up. Up next for us is the first leg of the Triple Trio.